Today it's about Amino Slim. I've been asked to speak about some of the products in the strong range and give a bit of a background to them, not just how to take them, because we get a lot of questions about that, but also benefits, who should take them, when and why. Right, Amino Slim is by far our greatest seller, and it probably all says it in the name and the why. It is certainly a favourite of mine. I have spent years in the industry of helping people get into shape, never mind all the training I've done myself over the decades. And there are numerous supplements out there that help or claim to help the body burn fat, lose fat, and so on and so forth. Now, the reason I love the Amino Slim is because in my experience, there's three types of fat burners, for want of a better name to describe these out there. You've got fat binders, which are products that help bind with the fat in your body and excrete it. And I've never loved those because I've always thought, well, actually, there's a lot of benefit in the fat in our body. And do we really want to excrete it before we've got the benefit out of it? It's a nutrient after all. The second type I always had difficulty taking, which are the types that are thermogenic. So they will contain a herb of some description, a product of some description that kind of speeds everything up. So that, again, you burn everything faster. I don't love them because I think they can have a little bit of an impact on adrenals and so on and so forth. So the final type, which is my favorite and which is why I love this, is the food-based ones. L-Ornithine is simply an amino acid. You get it in protein food. Your egg has it in it. A piece of cheese has it in it. It's simply an amino acid, and all the amino acids that we have, so your protein breaks down into amino acids. The amino acids are the building blocks of you, but when you take them individually, separate from each other, each has a different impact on the body. So some, for example, are great for helping the mental clarity. Some are great for helping melanin in the skin so you tan faster. You get others like L-lysine, which helps against the herpes virus, such as cold sores. All has a slightly different effect, from the tryptophans, so on and so forth. L-Ornithine, which is the main ingredient in the Amino Slim, seems to support the natural process that occurs while we sleep or during high intensity training. And that's the bit that is quite fun about this. This is about losing fat when you sleep. So you're not actually doing more work here. If anything, you're doing less. Now, obviously, I'm not recommending this replaces any sensible eating, nutrition plans, exercise plans, but it does seem to help support them along. And I do have clients that take this and customers that take this without changing anything. That's not my personal recommendation, just to be clear, but I have plenty that do take it, and that's the only thing they change, and they see a fat loss happening from the tummy, particularly around the tummy area. Now, the main reason for this is when we sleep and during high intensity training, there's a lovely hormonal shift that happens in our bodies. And we seem to have this lovely natural growth hormone release, which is the hormone that helps push protein back into everything, strengthens, repairs, recovers the body, if you like. And there seems to be a natural drop as a result in insulin. And any fat, for any of those who've heard me speak before, you'll know this. Any fat around the middle, around the belly, around that trunk tends to be related to your body releasing too much insulin. And particularly as we get older, it seems to occur more and more. Stress can cause it. Perimenopause, menopause can cause it, but even andropause in men can cause it. So that hormonal shift as we age seems to cause our body to become more insulin resistant, which means we start gaining fat around the middle. So anything that supports that balance where insulin drops and you get that natural growth hormone release seems to help target that belly fat. So when you sleep at night, this is a process that should occur. When you do high intensity training, this is a process that should occur, provided, of course, you haven't eaten or drunk, particularly sugars, beforehand. That can throw it off. Now, the Amino Slim, the L-Ornithine, seems to help that process. So by taking it before bed, or before a short high-intensity blitz, which could be as little as 1 minute of squats, it gets in behind it, so you seem to burn the fat faster and firm up a little bit faster. Now, I always recommend with clients that you watch for inch loss, not for the weight loss. You most will lose weight, just to be clear. But when you're looking for the tummy and you're looking for that hormonal balance, often you can see it in measurements faster than the actual weight. I would usually recommend give it about 10 to 14 days to really notice it kicking in. And it is best taken, two things to watch for, best taken as a cycle. So in other words, if you're taking it, try and take it consistently without breaking it. And I find, at least in experience over the decades, that it's better to take it for a shorter time consistently than for a longer time hit and miss. And this is the big one, this is a fussy supplement. You're getting it in food already. For it to work, for you to get the full benefit of it, you need to take it away from food. So you take it as you go to bed. If you've got a capsule form, you take 5. If you've got a powder form, just take half a teaspoon up to a teaspoon in water, and just take it as you go to bed or just about 15-20 minutes for your training session. And you must stop eating 2.5 hours before that. So you can have water, you can have a herbal tea, but nothing of food value as such. So if you go to bed at 11:30, you stop eating at 9. You would take it at 11:30. And this is a little hack, there's a few little hacks here that I get asked a lot. So these are the little hacks quickly. If you're taking it frequently every night, but you have the odd night where you go out, you have a drink, you eat late, ideally just take it if you wake up in the middle of the night and go back to sleep. Or take it first thing in the morning and have a late breakfast. Equally, if you take it first thing in the morning, give it 20 minutes and just do a quick 1 minute of squats or press ups or something that just gets the heart rate up, you get that little extra impact of having that training effect that it works so well with. You can take it with most things. With any medications, I always recommend just double check with your specialists and your doctors. But a frequent question is, can you take it with HRT? The answer is pretty much yes. You can take it with most things, but please do check if you are on medications for any sort of real health issue. Please do check first. I would say the same now with all supplements, quite frankly. And the main thing you're really watching for is, does the product you're taking it with, so be it a capsule or a tablet or a powder, does it have any food value? So collagen, for example, you can't take it at the same time. That's another very frequently asked question. So a lot of people take collagen at night. I would recommend, for the purpose of this, take the collagen in the morning. It just works best away from food, so it doesn't necessarily have to be while you sleep. And take the Amino Slim at night, and that will work very well. You can take it alongside magnesium, you can take it alongside your chill pill, perfectly well. You don't take it alongside the creatine, you take the creatine at a different time of the day because your creatine is a protein-based supplement. So that is the overview. Watch for inch loss rather than weight loss, and give it between 10 to 14 days to kick in. Take it as a cycle and make sure you do fast for the 2.5 hours beforehand.